Hey everyone, it's Ayana or Artful Aya, and today we're going to be making our own planners. A planner is a great way to keep yourself organized, to keep yourself accountable, and to plan out your day-to-day. So let's put our best foot forward and get organized for the new year. The size of the binder that I have is 9x7. And then I got this 8x8 paper. So we're gonna be doing a lot of cutting today. I got this paper cutter because I cannot cut straight. If you saw in my last video making motivational photo frames, my cutting skills were not the best. So I bought a paper cutter. Just so I can get things straight and also save time. I also bought this scrapbook paper from Michael's, as I did for the motivational photo frames. So I'm basically just like picking out colors. I was going with the blue at first, but you know, they have so many options. I couldn't really choose. I really like this marble one. And butterflies. I really like butterflies. So I'm going to use the scrapbook paper as my background for the month. I got these Posca pins. I'm going to use them to decorate the month panels that I'm going to create with the scrapbook paper and the cardstock. You don't necessarily need the paper cutter. I just can't cut straight. So here's an example of the tabs that were already in the planner that I had bought last year from Target. They have a lot of inspirational quotes, so I wanted to do the same thing with the tabs on the side. So here I'm taking some computer paper that I folded in half to measure against the cardstock for the monthly tabs that we're going to make. To determine the size of the tabs, I used the original template to use as a guide. I measured out each tab, and each tab was about 1.5 inches apart, but I wanted to make mine about 1 inch apart, so that's what I'm doing right here, just drawing my first tab for the month of January. See, that worked. So now I'm going to cut right here. And that. And there's my tab. Cool. Now that I have my tab, I'm going to glue this onto the scrapbook paper of my choice. Then you're going to cut off the excess paper. Bam! Oh! What? Yo. That just blew me. I didn't even realize. That's a barcode. What? Okay, I'm gonna have to cut another piece off because I'm not doing that. So this is my first month's tab. So it's gonna look like this. Cute. The size of the cardstock is 6 inches. I'm going to use that as a guide and cut 12 of them. In the end, the size is going to be 5.5 because you're going to use a 1/2 inch to make the tab. So here's the finished product of the monthly panels that I made with the scrapbooking paper and the cardstock. I'm just going to use this white Posca pen so that I can read the name of the month on the tab. Now that we've made the monthly panels, it's time to move over to Canva to make our weekly layout. I'm making it 5.5 by 8.5. So you're going to click on the shapes to make rectangles so that you can write your daily activities into each box. I made a smaller box on the outside and grouped them all together so that I can duplicate it and make it easier for myself. From this point on, I'm going to be just changing cosmetic things like the color, the text, and adding boxes that I want for my layout, like importance and goals. The great thing about creating your own is that you don't have to do a weekly layout. You can even do it by daily. You can make the monthly calendar layout. I mean, anything is possible. You make it what you want. And that, I think that's the best thing because it's customizable. Like, you don't have to buy a generic one at the store. You can make it yourself and fit it to you. So after I made those 2 pages, I duplicated the pages to make 4 so that when I print it out, it can be front and back. I'm going to download it as a PDF print so it can fit to the page. To save paper and to save ink, you're going to want to put 2 pages per sheet on there. So it's side by side and it can be printed front to back. The one thing I forgot to do is flip on the short edge and not on the long edge, because the long edge you will be flipping basically upside down. So you want to make sure you do it on the short edge. I added a border onto it. You didn't really need to or have to at all, but I was just testing out the filters on the print page. Now I'm just going to cut it in half so that I can hole punch it and put it into my planner. Here I ended up cutting off too much of the paper, so in the end you're only going to see me with the one sheet on the left to show. And here's your final result. You're going to have your monthly panel in the front with your weekly papers in between. Here I only have one piece of paper, but of course you're going to print out more so that you have enough for your weeks to come. I hope this gets you more organized for 2021. Thanks for watching my video and subscribe.